Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of MagicReviewed.com. We are still in Book Week, Part 1, and today's book is The Art of Switching Decks, a guide for the beginner and the expert by Roberto Giobbi. And he ain't kidding. This book is awesome. And it is a good book for beginners and experts. I'm going to take off the sleeve or the jacket here and get a good look at the book. It's a beautiful book. Very, very beautiful book. But on the inside, right off the bat, man, you get this nice little graphic here that shows you, when he's going to refer to different parts of your hand throughout the book. It's very clear what he's referring to here. The different parts of the deck are all outlined here. And then if you go to the very back, he's got this here, which is a list of the main deck switches. I don't know if you can see everything there. You don't have to necessarily read it, but it tells you the name of the switch right here. And then over here at the top, it's telling you, can it be done seated? And you'll see a checkbox by some of them and not by others. You'll see if it's stand-up. Most can be done also seated during a specific trick. If it's very technical, if you need a coat or not, if it's done on the offbeat or not, do you need pockets or not? And there's a whole bunch of these here. This doesn't even include this whole last section of the book that had these little quick sort of almost bullet point ideas that didn't need a lot of explanations. They're very, very excellent ideas. So there's tons of different stuff in here for deck switching. Further, there's a handful of tricks that show you how to use the deck switch in the context of a routine. So the book is extremely well done. I mean, Roberto Giobbi is, it's always good when it comes from him. I've never seen a product of his that wasn't excellent. So very thorough, very detailed, and very well, the pictures are great. It's just very, very well done. So the question is, do you need a deck switch book, or is there really a need for a volume on deck switching? And until I read this book, I might have said no to that question. But now I have no choice but to say yes. This, even if you don't do deck switches, like you only use one deck of cards throughout your whole routine, after reading this, you might reconsider. You might begin to think, maybe I should add a deck switch in here. Because the whole principle and the whole idea of what he's talking about is there's so many great tricks that can be done with a setup deck, a Cy Stebbins deck, or a Aronson, or a Juan Tamarez, or whatever. And, to have the ability to hand out a deck of cards, let everybody look at it, shuffle it, and then be able to switch the deck and bring in your setup deck is a very, very good thing to have in your repertoire. Problem is, a lot of lay people know about deck switches, and he has got. Okay, let me sum it up by telling you this. This comes with a DVD. Now, the DVD is not part of the book per se. It's just an old lecture of his, or not too old, but maybe a year or so old, and it's a lecture that while I'm watching the DVD, I'm sitting here watching this half-an-hour show of his, and I'm thinking, why is this DVD included with the deck switch book? It has nothing to do with deck switches. It's just a bunch of routines, really good routines, very amazing ones that totally fried me, by the way. But what does it have to do with this deck switch book? There weren't any deck switches in the performance. Then after the performance is over and he goes to the explanation, the first thing he says is, during that last 30-minute set, I did 8 deck switches. 8 of them. I didn't see any of them. They were completely invisible. And my point in telling you that is, here I am watching a DVD that I was expecting to be about deck switches, that came with a book about deck switches, and the guy did 8 deck switches, and I didn't see them, and I was expecting to see them. I thought that's what the DVD was about. That's how good these switches are. That's how powerful they are. There are several methods in here that are they're completely invisible. They're done in the right way, the right timing, and every single effect that he did fooled me. With one exception, and only because I'd read it in one of his other books. But other than that, every trick just totally fooled me. And it's because every time he switched the deck in, and the thing seemed impossible because he was using a totally mixed shuffle deck. Well, he wasn't, because he did a deck switch that I didn't see. So that's how good this stuff is, guys. Very, very powerful. I cannot recommend this highly enough. 5 stars, stone status of gem. This is probably the best thing I'm reviewing all week. In fact, I know it is the best thing I'm reviewing all week. So, of everything I'm reviewing this week, if you had to pick one, get this. And it's only $55. And you're going to find some of the other things. I don't know where this is going to fall in the week. I haven't decided the order I'm going to release these yet. But you're going to find that I'm reviewing, there's a 9-page ebook that's terribly written, and the asking price is $25, right? And when I say 9 pages, I'm talking about not completely full pages either. I mean, it's probably, 3 pages of full text. There's other books that are just, maybe 25 pages that are $60. So, and they're softback or ebooks. Here you got this nicely bound, beautiful book by an expert in the industry. Comes with a DVD and all that. It's all $55. One thing I should mention about the DVD, and he says this right in the book, the DVD was never meant to be released as a product or anything like that. It was just they just felt that because it did cover the deck switch, that they would just include it as a bonus. The production quality on it's pretty bad because it was like a camera in the back of the room, and so that's, to me, doesn't matter because the book is what you're getting. But it was nice to see how good these things were in real life. So that's it for this. The Art of Switching Decks. That's the jacket for it. The dust cover. Highly, highly recommended. Let's move on to the random iTunes song of the moment. Today we have... Oh man, I haven't heard this song forever. And I'm still not hearing this song. Because it's not playing for some strange reason. There we go. I just came up on my screen, but there's no music coming out. This is With Arms Wide Open by Creed. So, this is a great song. It's a pretty old tune, back from the, mid-90s maybe? Something like that. I actually used this song to announce that my wife was pregnant with our 5th child, my daughter Olivia, who was born about 3 years ago. I'll actually put a link to that in the YouTube description so you can see what we did there. It's kind of cool. That's what the song is about, him finding out that they're going to have a baby. So anyway, enjoy that and enjoy this book. And I will see you on the next review. Thanks for watching. Peace and out.